Okay. All right, here we are in cold Burr, Southern California.
What are we smoking?
So the Avo LE05.
Oh, you got a whole box.
No, I didn't. But once again, Saeed, he was blowing these out.
Oh,
So, I mean, if you take a look at the price tag, they originally had them tagged at 20 bucks a stick.
uh-huh.
And
Not a cheap cigar.
and so 10 bucks for this cigar.
So this is the 30-year redo.
Yeah. From the original 05 one.
Mhm.
And
But it's not 2035.
no, I think it was 30 years when the 05 came out.
Oh, okay.
I
It was
think-
the Avo 30-year anniversary then?
Yeah, and the thing is too is that I have smoked the because they came out with a with this box
Okay.
of all of the limited released ones from every year that they did on his birthday or whatever it was,
Right.
and this was one that did not make it into. I think it came out in 2014 is when that box came out.
So it says on the bin 1988 to 2018. So 88 was the debut of Avo. It's a while back.
Yeah,
What were you doing in 1988?
I can't even remember. That was so long ago. I can't remember. Really can't. But which one? So this cigar too was one that did not make it into that box of 14 back in the day.
Okay.
And so because I guess the blender that was doing all of the the cigars or whatever it was, he said he couldn't get the blend right. So they just redid this. I can't remember exactly when this this came out. I guess what, last year or something like that for the redo on this. And so this was not in that box of 14. And to be quite honest, that box of 14,
Mhm.
there was like 2 cigars in that I actually liked. The other 12 were,
Oh, you smoked them all?
oh yeah, smoked them all.
Did you review them?
No, I did not. The problem with the old Avos to me was they kind of tasted like a number 2 pencil a lot.
Mm.
With that
Too
really
minerally.
minerally, that really the not so good cedar on there, like a number 2 pencil basically. And the only 2 that I liked out of there didn't have that. So, and I have smoked these before, and this one is probably, other than the Synchro when it first came out, I liked the Avo Synchro when they did that. This is probably the one that I've smoked that I've liked the best out of all the Avos that have been released, for me personally.
Okay. I believe I've smoked this before, but it's been a little while, so it'll be a good redo for us. Pretty easy draw.
Yeah.
I just clipped the tiniest bit off the cap and no problem on the draw whatsoever.
Yeah. But definitely like this, because the Synchro was like, I really like that because it was like a deeper, richer cigar. Had more like like chocolate,
Mhm.
cocoa kind of a vibe to it.
There's a certain richness to this as well, especially
Yeah.
after the last cigar that we smoked. This is second cigar of the day,
Yeah.
but much, like you said, heavier
Yeah,
than
heavier.
the
Yeah.
previous one.
That's why I wanted to go with the first cigar as opposed to this one. Yeah, it's still got like that kind of woody, little bit of that cedar in there. Not bad cedar, but like a good kind of a woody cedary kind of ness to it.
And there is some mineral on there as well, but there's also a little bit of twang.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, which is nice.
yeah, exactly.
You don't get that a lot on non-Cubans.
No, yeah. So, like I said, like out of all the Avos that I've smoked, this is probably my favorite out of all of them. And then the Avo Synchro Toro is the next favorite on this thing. So,
Yeah, if you do small sippy puffs on this, you can get that through the nose. It's very interesting. It gets overshadowed a little bit if you take a big herf on it, but it's there, at least early on.
So, I know you're kind of a big auction guy.
I mean, I've participated. You and I, in fact, have participated together.
Yeah,
We
but
bought an auction lot
the
together.
FOH auctions though.
Yes, I bought, I think, one or two boxes off of the auctions.
Yeah.
Some old punches and a couple of other things. There's stuff on the original FOH auctions, which is still up right now. It's not really vintage stuff. It's lightly aged. It's
Yeah.
generally like, I don't know, there's a few boxes down in like 2008 range, but most of what they've sold has been like 14, 15, 16
Yeah.
range.
Yeah. So now what they're combining with Rob Fox,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's going to be called Bond Roberts. I
Bond
believe?
Roberts, very exciting. So they're going to shut down FOH auctions and replace it with Bond Roberts.
Right. And apparently they're going to do a bunch of stock, because I read up on it a little bit too. So they're going to do various sectors in the world that you can actually, if you want to only bid on stuff in the United States and have it shipped within the United States, they're going to vet sellers
Right.
in the United States.
Boxes and lots that are currently sitting in a particular country or region.
Yes. And you can, but you don't, you could be like another part of the world and bid on stuff in the United States and have it shipped, but then you're exposed to the various factors involved with that.
Yeah, possibly losing boxes to customs or paying duties or things like that.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's going to be kind of interesting because, I mean, there's a lot of vintage cigars over in London. I'm sure that JJ Fox has a bunch of people with stuff over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so definitely the first, I would say, serious competition to Mitchell with Cigars. His,
Cigars-
twice yearly or three times yearly
Three
auction
times, yeah, 3 times a year.
that he does, where, there are serious vintage boxes that going for tens of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of pounds even, on the regular, as well as some newer stuff, even as new as 2015, 2016 lately. But he's been pretty much the source for real vintage cigars, the source for, as many years as I can remember.
Yeah, except for private sales and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right.
so-
Occasionally you find in estate sales, or even like Christie's will put up old boxes sometimes. But it's pretty much been Mitchell, and now Rob and Robert getting in on the action, and that's supposed to happen in a couple weeks, right? Mid-March.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's pretty soon.
So they're because the Cigars auction is coming up in mid-March.
That's right. I just got an email today that said that the lots are going to become available. Just kind of a reminder, make sure your account's in good order, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing maybe both auctions running at the same time. I think that the Bond Roberts is going to be like FOH. I think it's going to be a running thing. There's always going to be
okay.
new boxes added. It's not going to be, just like 3 times a year for
Okay.
a couple weeks each time. the
Oh,
way
that's going to be kind
it
of
does.
interesting. But I guess they're going to vet people as, there's a vetting process that's involved with Bond Roberts.
Right. So you, instead of, for instance, like with Mitchell, you send the boxes to him, or through a second party, and everything kind of gets distributed that way. With Bond Roberts, you will actually, if you have a box that you're auctioning off or selling off through them, you actually hold the box and do the shipping, I think.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different.
Right. So they need to make sure, obviously, that their sellers and are good people,
Yeah.
not going to rip people off, and also have good quality product.
Yeah. Yeah, because there was like just a controversy that just popped up. This Amir Saroni, I believe.
I read about it. I don't know the guy, and obviously, I don't think you and I had any firsthand stake in what was going on. But yeah, there was something about buying stuff from him and he not shipping it out, something like that.
Yeah, something
Allegedly.
like that. Yeah. So like, there's a Facebook group, and anybody can go on this. It's called the Fake Detective of Counterfeits Cuban Cigars, or Fake Detective of Counterfeit Cigars, or something like that. Actually, I can pull it up on my phone. And it's a really good community of people because everybody kind of contributes to that thing. And when something comes up and something happens, it's posted on there.
And this is not a casual smoking group. This is very specific, like people who smoke aged and vintage Cuban cigars. So people who kind of know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh yeah, fake. Okay, so fake dash detective of cigar counterfeits is what it's called. And
A mouthful.
yes, but if you go on there, you can see what people are posting on there, and there's a lot of interesting stuff that gets put up on there as well. That you know, people. Emil just sent, he just sent me that text. Hello, my friend. He's smoking a Cohiba Lancero.
Oh, that's so nice.
he like Emil. If you're watching this, I know I got to get out there, man. I know I do. I
That's
know
Florida?
Yeah, Punta Gorda, Florida.
That is a very nice picture from his lounge.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so that fake detective, whatever, blah blah blah. That's a good group to go on there, and a lot of people will. There's a lot of people that are serious about. It's a lot of Cuban stuff.
And they're not. It's not a sales group, right?
No, it's not a sales group, and anybody can. You can look at all of this stuff on there as well. You don't have to be a member of the group. Like some of these groups that we talk about on Facebook, you have to be invited, or a member has to add you into the group. And this one, you can look at the stuff. Now you can be added to the group, so you can post in there stuff.
So it's a public group.
Yeah, it's public, and it's really good. But yeah, so you got to be careful out there. I mean, there's people out there that are a bit unscrupulous. So I'm hoping that they're vetting. You know, I don't even know the vetting process for Bond Roberts. I mean, that's going to be interesting how they do that.
Yeah, I have a feeling. Obviously, Rob Ayala at FOH has a lot of experience doing that, and between him and Rob Fox of
JJ Fox.
JJ Fox, they obviously have a ton of experience and know a lot of people as well. So, in addition to whatever stock they themselves have to offer, which I have to imagine is going to be substantial, they know a lot of people who they already trust, who also are longtime smokers who have things that they might want to move.
Well, I would imagine that their keep alone, like what Rob does over in Australia, right? That's all that stuff is from the keep, which is their humidors, the people that pay a monthly subscription or whatever. They keep their cigars in a humidified environment.
It's actually free
okay.
from FOH.
So, but JJ Fox has the same thing, and London has been pretty much one of the epicenters for.
Yeah, London's been around a long time.
Yeah, so.
As the cigar center of the universe.
Yeah. I think there and like Hong Kong are like the two main.
Switzerland, Geneva, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be kind of interesting moving forward to see what goes through there and stuff like that. I'm sure we're going to see some insane things.
I mean, as a consumer myself, I mean, I'm probably not going to be spending thousands of dollars for a box of cigars, no matter what they are, but I definitely would be interested in being able to get some things that maybe I've had my eye on that I haven't been able to snag. I've never had, for instance, like the De Dieu, stuff that's been discontinued that I either want to try or that I've smoked before that I really like. You know, from the 2000s, let's say, or, you know, I don't expect to ever find a reasonably priced Cuban Davidoff or Cuban Dunhill, but I would love to try something like that at some point.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff is just like insanely expensive. And yeah.
But there's been so many good, lauded releases just in the last, you know, less than 20 years, that it'd be great to have another source for those.
Yeah, it would be.
Trusted source.
Yeah, so that should be nice. Should be really nice moving forward.
How's this Alvo going for you?
It's good. The finish on it it's starting to pick up a little bit. I mean, it's been a little bit on the short side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's short.
But it's starting to pick up a little bit. It's still got that kind of a woodiness to me, a little bit of that twang like you were talking about. But it's not a super sweet cigar, though. It's not like the cigar we smoked before was definitely a sweeter cigar than this.
Mine has a very major cap on it. Does yours have like a big cap? Yeah, pretty big.
Yeah.
looks like a half-inch worth of cap. The wrapper has a little, it's not quite a razor sharp. I did touch it up a little bit also. I feel like the leaf is a little on the thick side. Wrapper leaf.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like you said, these did end up in the bargain bin, which means they were what, $10 or something?
$10,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and I was in there, what, last week? I went in there, and I saw them in there, and I picked one up and brought it home and smoked it. And then I'm like, damn, that's pretty good. I better go back. And it was a full box, right? By the time I got back there was 4 left.
Oh, not surprising. I mean, for a high-end stick like that to be in a bargain bin. He did that with some of the warped stuff, which they still have in there. They still are selling the
Black Honey?
The Black Honey for $10.
Yep.
Pretty good price.
It is a good price for here,
Yeah.
especially the Black Honey. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like,
That twang is still there,
yeah.
even an inch in. Still taste it. Did you sneak a Cuban leaf in there?
I don't know,
Cuban
man.
Seco leaf in there on us?
I don't know, man. Like, you know, like I said, I mean, like,
Your ash looks a lot better than mine. I think you got the better cigar
wow.
this time.
Well, that's because I got to pick. Every time you pick, man, you get the better cigar. I don't know how you do that.
You think I
I
had
don't know how
some
you do
kind of
that.
it's black magic.
It is black magic. Yeah, I mean, like, we got to do the bullshit.
Cigar
Because
bullshit.
we're like, we're looking at the ash, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're liking your cigar, right?
Right. Yeah, I am.
I mean,
But mine is like an ugly. It's got all kinds of weird things, and yours is like this perfect coin.
yeah, it's a white ash. I mean, they came out of the same box, you know. Had to be the same, pretty much the same tobacco, I would imagine.
Oh, I meant to ask you.
Mm.
Have you gotten coronavirus yet?
Mm. No.
No, not yet. I haven't either. So we both have that to look forward to.
Ugh. They're saying that by May it should have peaked.
Yeah, the president says that it's magically going to disappear in April when things warm up. A miracle, I think, miraculously. But no, I feel like we're going to get it. You definitely are going to get it, being a flight attendant. Like all the people that you come in contact with, and then I'll probably get it from you, and then I'll give it to my girlfriend and everybody at the VCUT and everybody at work, and we'll be fine because we're not 80 years old, which is like it's the mortality rate is pretty high if you're like over 70.
I heard it's a pretty
like
badass flu,
10
though.
to 15%. Well, some people though are asymptomatic. Some people don't really show anything. Some people are like, oh, I had a little bit of a sore throat or a little bit of a fever. It's the people who it really like they have lung problems and gets into their lungs and they have to be intubated and all that. That's where it gets nasty.
Oof. Man.
But I feel like we smoke enough cigars it'll probably burn it right out.
Mm.
As you know, cigars are really good at warding off bacteria and viruses because viruses are afraid of cigar smoke. You know how like a lot of people don't like sitting near cigar smoke or smelling cigar smoke? Viruses also don't like it.
I hope that's true.
It is.
I hope that's true. I really do.
Scientifically proven, I think.
You're like shitting me right now. I know that. You are totally shitting me.
Of course
I
I'm
shit you not. You're
shitting
my
you.
favorite turd. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So getting into tasting notes too, because like I've had people. I actually went on FOH and searched for Dave Dew on there. And it,
Oh, for your like
yeah,
mentions
just
of
you
your
know,
name.
just kind of for shits and giggles, and it's like I was shocked that it came up quite a bit in posts on FOH.
Why would you be shocked? Those are your people.
I was shocked. I mean, to me
People
personally,
on that site, there's a few people on that site who know MRN. People who know MRN definitely know, that you're a favorite child.
favorite child. Why would I be a friend?
Yeah.
Just a friend. I'm a friend.
You're a friend.
Yeah.
How many people can say that? Plus, you're smoking these insane cigars and doing great reviews on them, and like you've been doing it for a long time, so you're established and you're really likable, and you know, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
You're a celebrity.
I don't think so. I don't. That's yeah, forget that. But people, somebody mentioned the fact that it's like your tasting notes are rather not refined enough, or like they don't. I don't get into the minutia of the tasting notes like some other people
Oh,
do.
they want like a Charlie Miniato type review?
Yeah, or you know, and there's nothing wrong with Charlie Minato at all.
Oh.
Or Catman, the Catman.
I don't think I know Catman.
You just got to Google Catman, and he comes up, and he gets into the minutia. And the thing is too is I've read his blog many times, and it's entertaining. Like, he is very entertaining. I guess he worked in the music industry for a long time in California.
Is he an LA guy?
Well, he was in Long Beach, I believe. He had a studio there, the Catman did, and then he moved like the middle of the country. I think in Michigan.
Oh.
He might be in Michigan, somewhere
That's
around
too
there.
bad. He's lost to us. We could have had him on as a guest.
Yeah. So, but I don't really get into the minutiae. So, anyway, we were talking a couple of videos ago about you were like the aroma kits.
The what?
The aroma kits.
Oh, the aroma kits. Yeah.
right
When
on
did we
Amazon.
talk about that? Was it the Fuente short story video?
It was the
Or the Fuente
858.
858 video?
Yes. So I actually did some legwork on that.
Yeah.
So I contacted Aroma Master.
Happy that I inspired you to do that.
So anyway, I am going to I made my own kit of 24 aromas on there. And so I'm going to do a video on the other channel of that, because I told them, you know, they send it out. But we can do the same thing on this channel as well with the aroma kit.
Great.
So
Let's do that.
and the thing is, though, I mean, if you're watching now too, if you're gonna get into this, it's Aroma Master is the company, aromamaster.com, and
They sell on Amazon as well as on their own
well, okay,
website,
so
right?
the thing is what they were telling me is that they had a cigar kit that they were selling on their website,
Mhm.
but because of the Google bots, they were blacklisting them because of tobacco,
Oh,
right? So the way it works is they're selling the kits on Amazon that they put together. It's 12 or 24 aromas on Amazon. And then I put together, because some of the aromas in there were not, I think, for me personally, they weren't, I retooled it for my list of aromas that I did
Mhm.
for the kit that they're going to send me. And but they said that if you do Dude 15, they'll get 15% off. They go to Aroma Master and buy a kit.
oh, so go to is it aromamaster.com?
Yes.
And use promo code DUDE15 and get 15% off.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, and I told them, like I said, I would make a video, put it on the other
Mhm.
channel, but I think we can make a video here and do that as well.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I've always wanted, I mean, obviously I brought it up, but I've
Yeah.
always wanted to do that.
Right.
So that was a great idea for
So,
cigar smokers.
you know, I mean, he only sent one out, Arnaud, but
I mean, as good as your palate can naturally be, having something that helps you to train your palate so specifically and directly like that is invaluable, because you know you can't necessarily tell the difference, you know, off the top of your head between like cinnamon and nutmeg and allspice and clove and things like that. And when you do the palate training and you lock those in with the name of the spice or the name of the flavor, you're going to carry that with you from that point on, and it's just going to continue being able to expand, you know, what you can identify and help other people to identify on a cigar.
yeah. And so, anyway, yeah, it's like a muscle, right?
Yeah.
But still, okay, so then I was doing more research on it, though. So when you get into, because so like, I was reading an article, I think Cigar Aficionado came out with an article about aromas and whatever it was, with the master blenders like the Fuentes and stuff like that. So I think it was maybe Carlito Fuente or Carlos Fuente Sr., I don't know which one. They were talking how they don't say it's caramel or whatever, they just do basic descriptors. Is it sour? Is it sweet? Is it, you know, that kind of a thing. So
Right.
they don't even get into the minutia of that stuff when they
Right.
blend their cigars. So, and I think there's two schools of thought on that too. Is where because I like try to do more traditional descriptors, and not like do like I was reading Charlie Minato review of some cigar, and he said it was one of the notes that he got in there was fried chicken skin was one of his descriptors. And so, um, and the Catman does a lot of stuff like that too, where he
Yeah.
tries to get it into a very defined, distinct descriptor for that cigar.
And
as
I
well.
enjoy reading those
I
myself.
do too, yeah, I really do. It's fun. It really is. And like I said, the Catman, um, on top, because Charlie just does the, where he talks about it and then he does all the descriptors in there and then that's it, right?
Mhm.
The Catman, what he does is he'll talk about like his old days in the music industry, and he kind of like, talks about the cigar, and then he'll talk about the music industry, goes into the thirds of the cigar, and then at the bottom of the review he'll like go more in depth with his like a musical tune or something like that, and there's like storyline below that as well, which is extremely entertaining.
Right.
So yeah, it's good. I enjoy reading that. But you got to read other people's stuff and see what other people think about certain things and so on and so forth. I mean, I'm a firm believer in that.
Right. Whether you're just a smoker or you're reviewing stuff yourself, you want to see what the competition is up to, and steal from them as appropriate, or even just as a smoker, just kind of see if you can smoke along and pick out that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, because I mean, personally, I don't look at anybody as competition or anything like that. I mean, because we're all out here, we're enjoying,
because you're at the top, and at the top there's no competition, right?
I don't know why you keep
At
saying
the
that.
very
I'm not at
apex
the top.
of the cigar celebrity reviewer pyramid, like who else is around?
No way. I'm just a
You're
knucklehead.
just looking down.
I'm a knucklehead on the internet with an opinion. That's all I am.
I know, Dave.
Seriously. I mean, for God's sakes, no, I'm not. So, I mean, I just enjoy though, because like, I mean, you're the same way, and I think you actually retain a lot more than I do, because it's so fun, like when sitting here smoking with you on camera, and like just the stuff that comes out of your head. It's like you read some obscure article, like in 2012 that said this, and then you comes out of your mouth, like when we're smoking and stuff,
Well,
which is really cool.
We have to find something to fill this dead air. It
Yeah.
might as well be my garbage sometimes.
No, it's good, man. I mean, it's really good because like the stuff that you come up with is just like it's good. It really is. I really enjoy it.
This is it's flattening out a little bit for me. Like it hasn't really changed much, and I'm finding that I have to really look for the twang. I think if I were to pick up this cigar right now at this point for the first time, I might not notice it.
It's gotten a lot heavier. Like
Mine tastes like greener almost now.
Greener.
Grassier.
oh, okay, got. So you're saying yours is kind of like lightening up on the profile a little bit, like
Yeah. I mean, it could be just, it's a fairly heavy cigar and we're starting to get into it and the palate's starting to deaden a little bit, but
because I'm definitely getting that, especially now, that kind of a citrusy kind of, and I think it's the, what is it that they talk about with the Dominican tobacco? You got San Vicente, Piloto, and Olor are the three main types of tobacco in the Dominican realm, and I think it's the Olor, O-L-O-R, that, because Henke Kellner talks about the Olor setting that bitter all the way back to your, or the sour, whatever it is, back to the back of your mouth. I think it's sour. And that's kind of what's going on right now
yeah.
with this cigar. And the burn is like definitely, getting off a little bit here.
It's a little off. I just ashed it for the first time not long ago. It was really some pretty ugly ash.
Yeah.
Yours is looking good.
Yeah, and that might be something too. I mean, maybe with the ash and everything like that, the tobacco is a little bit different between yours and mine, even though they were in the same box. So,
Yeah, I'm not wild about this wrapper leaf. It's pretty veiny. It's pretty thick, which I think is responsible for the wonky burn. The construction is not awesome. It's
I like how you got that band off too, man. Like this
The
is
bands are heavy duty. You really got to rip them.
kind of like a Romacraft band.
Kind of, yeah.
I have trouble with those bands too.
Yeah.
All right, so
So we were talking about the bands, taking the bands off. You still have your primary band on.
yeah, I have a
And-
hard time with it.
Talking about how the Romacraft bands are actually similar. This heavy paper, they're really nice. And on the Romas, they have the two, right? They have the thin one that you can easily peel off, and then the back one is very similar to this.
Yeah.
And it requires you to put in some effort, or you can smoke right through them.
Yeah. I know. I've seen pictures. I mean, that's a thing, I guess. People actually smoking through the band.
I mean, how I occasionally will get distracted if I'm at the lounge or on my phone or in a conversation or whatever, and get down to that point. I usually try to deband it way before that, but you get that first couple of puffs of that plasticky, papery, inky taste in your mouth, and you're like, oh,
You're like, whoa, this thing took a
I'm-
turn. Wow, that was a transition that I didn't think was going to happen.
yeah, but you do it enough times that you know exactly what you've done, and you pull it off, and it's all scorched.
Yeah. But, yeah, like I said, I mean, this one, out of all of them, the Synchro,
Mm-hmm.
this one, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know. I don't think this is as good as the last cigar we smoked, though.
I don't either. That last cigar was a 90 plus.
Yeah, that was a really good cigar. But this cigar, you know. But as far as Avos, though, I've never been a fan of Avo, ever.
I haven't smoked a lot of them, and it's because the ones that I have smoked haven't made me want to branch into the others.
Right.
You know, you and I think, do a pretty good job, especially between us, of trying to smoke as many different things as we can, and
Mhm.
at least core lines of all the major non-Cuban cigar producers.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you get in and you give them a chance or two, and you just find that it's not your thing.
Yeah. That's why they make so many different ones out there. I mean, it's like, it's kind of crazy, but, you know,
Sure.
because I think it's because you and I don't know, we read a lot, we're curious people
Yeah.
that like to,
Borderline obsessive about cigars.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's something that, it's a hobby that we have, that we do, and so we like to get into our craft of the cigar.
Yeah, of
Um,
other people's craft.
Yeah.
So speaking of the twang we were tasting on this, I have a little bit of news. I'm going back to Cuba in
When?
May.
Oh, okay.
Never been there at that time of year. I've only really been in the more temperate times in like November, February for the festivals. It's going to be sticky. I mean, it's always warm in Cuba, but it's going to be more like upper 80s.
Like a
and
steam oven.
high humidity. I mean, I lived in Orlando for a while, so it's going to be like that kind of weather, like midsummer Orlando weather. But going to get out to the farms, to Robena's place and Hector's place at least, and do a factory tour of El Leguito, and spend a few days just bumming around Havana and supporting the Cuban people.
Cool. That's cool. How are you going to get into El Guido? You know some people that are going to get you in?
I know a guy who knows a guy.
Okay. It's usually the way it works. You
Yeah.
know a guy who knows a guy on that thing. So, yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah,
Really cool.
So I'll have some interesting reports back. Now that is, of course, I mean, here we sit at the beginning of March with coronavirus starting to march all around the world. There was the first case reported in Rhode Island today. And who knows what's going to happen. Now Cuba, I mean, yes, it's like a second world country, but they tend to do a pretty good job on responding to medical issues. Like when Zika was all over the place in South and Central America and even in the Caribbean, there was no Zika in Cuba because they immediately started spraying for mosquitoes all the time, and it just wasn't a factor.
Hold that thought. 1 second. So what were you saying?
Poor Dave. I can't believe it happened.
Look,
How did it happen?
there you go.
Do these need to be used for Any particular purpose or?
These they board on the plane. These are the 90s. These are the ones that are the good ones.
These are the good ones?
Yeah.
So this will actually work for, I don't know how it works to smoke a cigar in each one.
Well, actually, I was thinking we could cut a hole in it or something like that. But yeah.
Does this work?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You might get a little coming up.
I
Yeah.
feel like I'm definitely not going to get coronavirus.
See? See how we are? Now, I got some rubber gloves for you, too, but I'm just saying.
Ooh, I blew the smoke out inside the mask. That was a bad idea. It went right in my eye.
I'm telling you. Anyway,
Well, this is going to smell like cigar smoke forever.
so Zika, I got ones in there because they're on the plane. So I get them all the time. So, but they say actually, what the mask doesn't help unless someone's infected. Then they need to put the mask on.
Yes.
So
The mask is for the infected people, not for the people trying not to get coronavirus.
right, that's what they say. So anyway,
By the way, you should use that still of us looking at the camera with our masks on as the opening still for the video. In fact, if you could send me that still, I'll put it on my Instagram too.
okay.
I'll put a link to the video.
I'll pull that off when I do. Yeah, okay. So there was no Zika in Cuba.
There was no Zika in Cuba. Was a non-issue. So I'm hoping that even if travel restrictions, continue to pop up for various countries, that it's not going to affect my Cuba travel trip end of May. But we'll see.
Well,
You're rolling the dice, pretty much booking any international travel at this point
I was supposed to go back to Hong Kong in May.
in May. That's going to be a tricky one, Dave. I have a friend who's got a northern Italy trip planned in May as well.
Oh, they
and
locked it down.
It's like Milan. They're flying into Milan, and that's a hot zone right now.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know exactly how that's all going to shake out.
We're all going to get coronavirus. Is how it's going to shake out, in my opinion.
Really?
From what I've read. Yeah, it just seems like it's going to be. They're even talking about it. There was a good article in Atlantic last week that basically they were talking to an expert, and they said it's even possible that cold and flu season, yearly cold and flu season, is going to be now cold and flu and coronavirus season. Like there's going to be a flu virus and a coronavirus every year, and you'll get it or you won't get it. And
Wow.
people will move on from that. But yeah, I just don't think, from what I've read, it doesn't seem like containment is really a possibility. The world is global. People, the way that this particular virus incubates and people can be asymptomatic and not show any symptoms for a week or more, and pass it on to other people, there's just no way, unless you just tell people never to fly anywhere. There's no way to contain something like this.
But the woman in Washington that just died, she didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out how it happened. Like they don't even know exactly what the mode of transmission is. They think it's surfaces, viruses on surfaces that you pick up and then touch your face or whatever. But
So there's probably
Still trying to
people
figure it out.
in Washington running around with whatever. I mean,
I'm sure there's people in LA who have it, like those evacuees from the ship in Japan. The Americans
Mhm.
flew to an Air Force base in Southern California. I forget what base it was. And they said, one of the articles said that the people who were receiving the evacuees on the Air Force base weren't given any protection and weren't given any training on how to handle those people. So, like, for 2 or 3 days, they received their training afterwards. For 2 or 3 days, they were just interacting with people who might have had coronavirus. And then they go on and off base.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just going to be everywhere. But again, if you're a healthy, adult, under 70 years old, I guess, like, even under 50 years old, you're pretty much going to be fine. And then, like, 70 and up, the mortality rate's pretty high. It's like 10 to 15%. People with any kind of pulmonary disease or lung disease, um, compromised immune systems. Children don't seem to be affected by it very much, which is interesting because a lot of flu viruses, they hit the young and the very young and the very old, and they kind of ignore people in the middle as far as mortality goes. But kids don't seem to really be getting it,
Huh.
which is weird because they're just sick germ factories all the time. They pass things between them. That's how they get their immune systems, up and running.
Well, I heard there's a
adulthood.
couple of companies that are actually working on a vaccine that's going to be.
Yeah, but they're talking about like a year before it's done and.
I
and
hear they're
distributable.
doing a trial on someone now, though.
They're doing trials, but that takes a long time.
Yeah.
The way I think that it works is they get the virus, they take a little piece of the virus, and they do animal testing to see does it provide immunity or does it give you the disease? Because obviously you don't want that, right? And that's the part that's tricky because they pull these little genetic pieces out of the virus, and then they have to find the one that gives you immunity but doesn't actually make you sick. And it takes a while to figure that out because they have to do that in animals before they do it in humans.
Well, I hear they're going to do a human. They're doing some human people
Yeah.
trials right now.
It doesn't surprise me, but that doesn't mean they're testing the right pieces either.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It's
So
gonna
and
be
then they
crazy.
gotta, lock it down and manufacture it and distribute it. It's like there's nobody who can go get inoculated for coronavirus right now. It doesn't exist.
Nope. You're right. Absolutely. Yeah. Maybe the zombie antidote cigar would probably do it.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Who makes that one? Viaje?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zombie antidote.
Hmm. So try that one. I mean, obviously, cigars in general are going to be very good for your immune system and for keeping you virus free and cold bacteria
I mean,
free.
if it can inoculate you from a zombie,
Yeah,
I would imagine.
yeah. You figure that's a pretty heavy duty. The zombie virus is
Yeah.
a pretty good one. I wonder if it works for lycanthropy, to like keep you from being a vampire. If you get bit and then you have a cigar real fast afterward,
You're like one of them Twilight guys
like
too,
the
huh?
fangs
you
are like
watch
struggling
Twilight?
against the cigar. You can punch it though. That would be good. Just using your teeth.
Oh my God. Were you a Twilight guy? Did you watch any of that Twilight stuff?
I went and saw, I think, maybe the first two movies because I was dating somebody or some girl wanted to go, and literally I kind of dragged myself, to the movies for that purpose, but they were so ridiculous. I do like Kristen Stewart.
Okay.
I think she's a good, fun actress and
Okay.
stuff. And Robert Pattinson has been doing some interesting stuff. He did that Lighthouse movie with Willem Dafoe, which people said is really good. But
He's supposed to have the perfect asymmetrical face for a male. Like, it's supposed to be perfect.
according to who?
I read something somewhere. I'm
Ah.
always reading stuff.
You need to stop reading. That's a bad piece of information to have and share.
I just read it. Doesn't mean it's true,
That's true. Like,
but it's always good to bring it up in conversation.
yeah,
It's a good conversation piece,
it's
right?
a conversation piece.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely. Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
How's your cigar?
Just and like when I smoked it before, there wasn't a lot of transitions or like anything wow. But like I said, it was like the best Avo that I've smoked so far. Just because I think maybe it's just because it doesn't have that cedar number 2 pencil in there, and it actually has a little something going on there with the tobacco, a little bit of cocoa in there.
I'm on the
and
fence
spice.
on this one. Despite the presence, the early presence of some Cuban-esque twang, I'm going to be hard pressed to give this one a thumb up. I think
Oh, my wrapper's starting to crack right there.
minus 2 a little bit. Got a hole.
Yeah, but like I said, I've never been a fan of Avo.
Yeah,
So
we're learning why these were in the bargain bin. I think maybe.
yeah,
At least I feel like.
I mean, at $10 though, I mean,
Sure. $10.
Not
Do you know what
20.
was 20 the MSRP or was that like a California tax?
yeah, I think that's a California thing. I think they were like 15.
Okay.
Like I
No.
looked them up online, and they were going
Not
for like
terrible.
15 a piece.
I mean, they're burning for a good long time. So if you want like a long-ish smoke that's
Yeah.
medium or medium plus,
Yeah.
give it a shot. But my kind of line for a thumb up, thumb down is, would I smoke it again? Like, would I go and buy another one? And I would not buy this cigar
I would for $10.
for 10.
I would for 10.
You might not find it outside of the bargain bin. for
Yeah. I mean, for
that
10
price.
bucks, I'd smoke it. I mean, I have smoked it again. I've smoked more than one.
Maybe you can get them online for that somewhere, while we can still buy cigars online.
I think they're 15 online. I looked them up. So when I saw it for 10, I was like, wow. Okay. But yeah, because I've smoked 3 of these so far. This is my 3rd one, and they've all been kind of the same. But for 10 bucks, I don't mind it. That's good, because like Siskel and Ebert never like agreed on everything too.
Yeah, seemed like at least early on, they pretty rarely agreed on something.
That's what I'm saying. That just remind me of Siskel and Ebert,
Yeah.
like because you're like going,
Yeah.
like I'm like going,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
All right.
definitely honestly, but
Or Statler and Waldorf
I don't remember them.
from the Muppets, the 2 old guys up in the balcony that
Oh.
would heckle.
That was their name?
Statler and Waldorf, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know which one was which, but it was the one with the bald head and the other guy was like taller.
Yeah, and they were like hecklers.
Yeah.
I still got to smoke with you and Delete, man.
Yeah.
I think
we
that'd
could.
be so entertaining. Like,
We'll get him on. We'll do a video. I talked to him about it. He's in.
Okay.
Maybe we'll wait till Avatar 4 or Avatar 2 comes out.
Okay, yeah, because,
We'll have him on as a guest if we can still get him.
oh, come on.
He's coming to Cuba.
Well, you know what? I just, what was I looking at? I think it was your Facebook feed.
Twitter.
No, I think it was a Facebook feed with some pictures, and you guys were standing in Cuba. It
Oh,
was from
Instagram. Yeah.
Instagram, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was looking at it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I reposted those because it was Habanos Fest this past week, and I was really missing being in Cuba because I was seeing everybody else's great pictures and the things they were smoking, but mostly like they were hanging out together, and it's such a great time. And so I posted some of the pictures from my past trip with Dilip and Daniel, who are both going again with me this time, and then Daniel's brother is also going. We were just texting about getting a place to stay. So
Yeah.
it should be fun.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been, so, well, I have been to Cuba, but I haven't been to Havana. So, Guantanamo Bay does not count, I guess.
Your
as a-
years being tortured at Guantanamo don't count.
yeah, it doesn't count as going to Cuba, I guess, so to speak. So,
No, until you walk into a cigar shop or the Nacional back porch and smoke a cigar, you haven't really been to Cuba.
yeah, well, definitely. I mean, that's.
But you got to go. I know your carrier goes there because we're flying you guys.
You are?
Yes, through Houston.
Houston's going over there, really? Wow. That's free for me.
It wasn't that expensive for us, but it was like $550.
Yeah, that's a free trip.
It's actually gone down because of the coronavirus. The prices have gone down since we booked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, yeah. I mean, but I don't know. I guess I have to figure out the time or whatever. I mean, I would kind of want to go not during all the hullabaloo,
Yeah.
in February and then December. Like right now,
Uh,
it's just past crazy, right? It's
I
like
would
getting back to
say
normal.
December, January are probably good times because the weather's going to be a little bit cooler. You're past hurricane season. Crops are in the field. Baseball's going on. But you're between the festivals in November and February, right? So if you want to go at a quieter time, although I'm sure if you showed up during festival time, whatever, you might not go to the events. I didn't go to, when I went during Habanos Fest in 2017, I didn't go to any events. I just hung out at the Nacional and met people and smoked with people. It was great.
Yeah.
But there was nothing special on the shelf. All the custom rolls were gone. You know, I managed to get one bundle of Monsdales from Jorge while he was still working at Club Habana, and that was fantastic. Still have one left that I'm holding on to because they are delicious. There's a couple other guys making those now that Jorge has moved on. I think he's living in Chile now, not rolling cigars anymore as far as I know, but you can still get Monsdales. You're just at the third generation, right? It was Enrique Mons, and then it was Jorge, and now it's whoever is rolling at Club Habana.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think May is a good time, you know? I think that'd
Yeah.
be a good time for you guys to go.
It'll be good. It'll be hot. We gotta get, you know, places with AC is the key. I can't sleep in the super hot weather. It just doesn't work for me.
No?
No. I need some chill. I end up, you know, coming back to the casa and turning the AC on in my room and closing the door, and then going out and smoking for a couple hours, and then coming back in. It's like frigid in there, and it's great. I can sleep.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. I've had to deal with a lot of that stuff down because I used to do a lot of Caribbean stuff. And I'd be doing it in the middle of July.
Yeah.
So it's kind of warm,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. Heat doesn't seem to affect me as much as cold. I'd rather have it hot.
I like the cold.
Yeah. Well, you grew up back east,
Yeah.
so I mean that's a different mindset right now. I mean I'm not even flying out east right now because I don't want to freeze my ass off.
Yeah.
I'm doing like next month, or this month actually. I'm doing a bunch of Hawaii stuff. So
Cool. Nice. That's. Do you just go to Oahu, or where do you go?
well, I'm doing turns next month. So going to Lahui, which is Kauai,
Mhm.
and then OGG, which is Maui.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing a couple, like doing 4 of those, and then I'm doing a Cancun turn.
Oh, nice.
So I'm doing that, and then I'm going to pick up some stuff along the way too as well. So that's 5 days of work there, and then probably another 4 days of work on top of that. So, you know, I'll probably work about 9-10 days this month and bang it out.
Tough to smoke in Hawaii. It's one of the most restrictive states. You can't really buy stuff there. You can't really smoke in many places there. I think like the Waikiki area probably pretty good. You can find a couple places like out on the patio at Duke's maybe you can smoke, that kind of a thing. But like you can't smoke on any beaches legally in Hawaii anymore. And there's very few places to buy cigars.
Yeah. Well, I did a Honolulu layover like probably about a month ago. I was in Honolulu on a long layover, and I went to Tobaccos of Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
and their humidor was like slim pickings. They had, I mean, their shelves were empty, and
Well, they're trying to shut them all down.
they got, you know, nice little lounge there. You got to pay a drop-in fee to smoke in the lounge and stuff. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't know.
Even with a cigar purchase, you still have to pay.
Yeah, they do a little extra on there, like $5 or something like that.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
No, it's
Anything
not.
like $10 and down, you're like, no,
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, there was not a lot of stuff going on. I got some of those Papas Fritas.
Oh,
They
yeah.
had some of those in,
That's
so I
a fun
smoked
little
that.
smoke.
Yeah, it was a fun little smoke, and you know, but like you said, I mean, it's not very cigar friendly there,
Yeah, it is
which
not.
is sad. You know.
I'm not feeling very friendly to this cigar right now. I'm wanting to put it down, even though I got a couple inches.
Well, by all means. By all means. So.
Let's
if you-
wrap this one up.
Yeah, wrap it up, man. So now you're like going, okay, so give me the wrap.
So for me, the wrap was the good part about it was the twang. The burn has actually gotten a little better down here toward the end, but it's been a little wonky on the way through. Wrapper kind of thick, kind of veiny. Not a lot of, no real transitions to speak of, other than that kind of flattened out and got a little ashy for me in the second half. And I'm giving it a thumbs down. Despite the bargain price and the presence of twang early on, it is not a cigar that I would pay to smoke again.
There you go. And me personally, so, you know, it's not a cigar that's going to wow you or anything like that. For me, it was pretty steady, had that twang in there. Had some richness to it. Not a sweet cigar at all. My burn was a little less wonky than yours, but I mean, for $10, I would buy the cigar again and smoke it. So I would give it a thumbs up, but you know, like that kind of a thumbs up right there on this cigar.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a terrible cigar, so it
No.
isn't like all the way down, but
Yeah, I mean, you're
Pretty much
thumbs down, and I'm kind of a thumbs up. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, they were in the bargain bin, and I want and to my point, I was saying this is one of the best cigar avos that I've smoked. You know, the two that I smoked in that 14 or whatever were good too, but I mean, as far as it goes, I think this one and the Cemetery, not the Cemetery, that's Ashton. The Avo Synchro
Synchro.
Toro was, the two that I like. But like, I'm not a big fan of Avo to begin with. So anyway, take your nickel's worth out of that.
All right.
Anyway, so mask up and be safe out there. And we'll catch you on the flip side. See ya.